Hello YouTube, this is Nostradante and welcome to my world. And today I am going to welcome you to my world dealing with Uber. Judging by the title, you probably already know that I'm going to talk about Uber. I've only done it for about a few days now, and so this is going to be kind of like my first experience with Uber. I'll try to keep it brief. So far, it's been a very positive experience. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm rolling in dough or anything, because I've only done it for a few hours per day. Like I did it my first day. I only did it for like 3 or 4 hours. Got a couple of fares in. Then yesterday I did it for a couple more hours, not too long, because I have to do work and other stuff in between. Got to work on my other businesses and whatnot. But so far, it's been a good experience. Now, I'm pretty sure eventually I'm going to have a bad story to tell, because remember, you're dealing with people in your car. I'm doing the Uber X, which means I'm using my personal vehicle to taxi people around the city or wherever they need to go. But just real quick, I'm going to go over some of the experiences I had. My first experience, I had to take a guy a couple of miles from Wawa to his house. He's a very pleasant person. How I do it is that I usually have bottles of water on standby, like a small bowl full of candy, and of course I have some phone chargers in here in case people want to charge their phone. People like to use up all the juice on their phone, so if you got a nice hub for them, they're going to be very thankful. So yeah, he was pretty cool. I just conversed with these guys, and it seems like when you converse with people, and I'm actually an introvert, when you converse with people, it just makes the ride a lot more pleasant. So the first guy was cool. The second guy was also cool. I took him, to the train station. He was pretty awesome. Now this next story, I'm going to really put an emphasis on, because it's something that a lot of guys have to deal with. And if you're doing Uber, you're going to have to be very cognizant of this. I had a passenger downtown. It was near a club, and it was a female. And to be honest with you, she was a very attractive female. And I'm just looking up in my window because there's a security guard behind me. It's funny because I'm a security guard too. But in any case, very attractive female. I could tell she had a bit of fun, so she was a bit tipsy and all. And, she was standing close to me. She was all smiles and stuff. She got him. She actually, most people sit in the back of the car. When it comes to taxi, she wanted to sit up front. I let her sit up in front. And, she wanted to put on her country music, so I let her play country music. I let people have free reign of my radio. Even if it's music I can't stand, I'm not really a big fan of country, but I let her have free reign of the radio. And, she was just complimenting me, telling me, wow, you're such a gentleman, you're such a sweetheart. And, she was just like, she was being very friendly. She was like super flirty, like she wasn't like touching all over me or anything like that. But I could see where a lot of guys would get ideas and stuff. And me, I'm doing Uber not to get laid, but to get paid. That's the mentality I have. I want to get paid, not laid, when it comes to Uber. Now, if she were, like, sober and she wanted, to be friends or something and wanted my Facebook, my phone number, I would have done that because, again, she was sober and everything. It would have been just a friendly exchange. But, you got guys who, they'll take the extra mile. And guess what, guys? I'm going to tell you right now, if you talk to these girls a certain way, okay, they can report you to Uber. Now, I don't know if Uber automatically takes their word for it, or if they ask you questions, or if you're put on an investigation. I don't know what they do. But none of it, no good could come out of it. So my advice to you is, if you have like a smoking hot girl in your car, let her do all the advances. Really, let her do all the advances. Don't say anything raunchy. Don't be using these lame pickup lines, nice shoes, want to screw and all that other stuff. It's going to get you in trouble. You're going to lose, access to the Uber app. You're going to be screwed. And guess what? Now you got to find something else, So don't do it. But in any case, she was very nice. I took her, it was a long ride too. I took her from downtown all the way up to like northwest Philadelphia, like, you know, Roxborough area and stuff, and took her home. She even gave me 5 stars before I even completed the trip. I mean, she was that nice. So that happened. So guys, you know, be cognizant of, you know, your junk in your trunk. Seriously. And then, let me see, I had another job. It was 2 women. They mostly talked to each other. I didn't have to really converse with them, but I took them to where they needed to go. That went well. I had 2 more people yesterday. I had some guy. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about this one. I took one guy to, I think, the train station also. The first guy that I mentioned that I took to the train station, I took him somewhere else. But yeah, yesterday was the guy to the train station. And the next 2 guys, now this is where I kind of messed up. Or, well, rather, the Uber messed up, because my GPS was looking for budget car rental. And there's usually a lot of car rental areas around my way, and they move them around a whole lot. And for whatever reason, the GPS was sending me to places where budget didn't exist. So it got to the point where I had to do a circle. And, you know, of course that costs more money, because, you know, there's a flat rate, and it's also based on time and mileage. And I told the guys that, okay, since we kind of went around this circle unnecessarily, I'm going to put in for a fare review, so that you guys can get some money off, because, you know, that's not fair. You know, the GPS kind of goofed up. So what happens, we went to the airport, and even then, you know, it kind of threw us around the airport until I found it myself. I was just like, oh, there's budget right over there. And I took them over there, and they were very patient. Thank goodness they were very patient. I probably would have gotten a little rate if it was someone else. Luckily, they weren't in a rush. But we found budget. I took them there. I did the fare adjustment right there. I was like, hey, can you take some cash, take some cost off of these guys? It's not their fault. I don't want them to pay too much for this ride. It's not fair to them. I wasted a little bit of their time. And they were very accommodating. I still have a 5-star rating overall. You know, there's a rating system with Uber. I still have a 5-star rating. And they went about their business. And after that, you know, I encountered some really crazy drivers. It was around, like, I want to say 1 o'clock in the morning, pretty close. There was some crazy drivers on the road. Like, people were just swerving. People thought they were in Fast and Furious 7 or whatever. And I was just like, okay, it's time to go home. When it gets to that point, guys, you know, safety over money. You start seeing the crazy drivers on the road, just go home. Go home. That's it for the night. You know, just wake up the next morning and drive, or wait until the next evening or whatever and drive. Your safety is paramount. Because remember, you know, there's risks to doing Uber, and I'm probably going to do a risk assessment video based on Uber. But generally, the company's very good. Like, I mean, the customer service was snap. Like, when I sent out those emails and stuff, those messages, they were really snap. It didn't take too long. They were very accommodating, very nice. The app works fine. It's totally cashless, so you don't have to worry about exchanging money. Because, you know, one of the worst things you got to do in a cab is go through your wallet and try to pick all your money out and all this stuff. And then, you know, sometimes you're arguing with the cab about the fare and all this nonsense. That stuff is, for the most part, mitigated as far as Uber is concerned, which is good. You know, they just get in, you take them to where they have to be, and you get out. And they get out, and that's it. So my experience with Uber has been very positive, and even if I have like a bad customer, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have one because I'm in Philly. There's just being honest with you, there's crazy people here in Philly. But even so, the experience itself, you know, I get to drive around and, you know, make you know, a decent amount of cash. It depends on what your goals are. Do you want to do this? You want to put in a whole bunch of hours? Or do you want to just make a little bit of pocket change because you're trying to save up for some other project? That's up to you. So if you guys want more information on Uber, you know, just from a personal standpoint, feel free to hit me up. You know, send me some comments. Email me. Actually, perfect. Don't email me. I mean, you can email me, but I would prefer if you would add me to Facebook. I'm okay with Facebook. Add me to Facebook or any other social media. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you like this video, because there's going to be more to come based on Uber, based on all my other projects. I got a lot of stuff coming up on my YouTube, but I'm especially going to focus a little bit on this Uber. And for those of you who are inquiring about my other businesses, again, Facebook me. I'll talk to you one-on-one. So that's all I have to say. I'm about to hit the 10-minute mark. This is Nostradante. I was about to use my old name again. Nostradante signing the frig off. Peace in the Middle East and chicken grease, folks.